please help me welcome the visionary behind the AngelAi, Pavan Agarwal.
Hey, everybody. Thank you, thank you. All right. Wealth gap. Let's talk about wealth gap. Top 2% and the bottom 98%. Everyone, do you think it's expanding or getting better? Narrowing or expanding? Narrowing? Okay. Expanding, yes, with inflation and all that. Now, how about in the real estate industry? Is the top 2% of the agents doing more and more of the business? Yeah. All right, so that's what we're going to do today. We're going to fix that. I'm going to show you how to fix that. So the rest of us, people like me who are not natural-born salespeople, right, is you need the right tools so that you can be in the top 2. You could be just like at the top 2%. So a little bit on AngelAi. We've been featured in Forbes, Fox Business, Fast Company. Also, we're a research organization. We're primarily a AI research organization, have had multiple publications in major academic journals, and we have a team of PhD researchers. Our CTO is a genius. She didn't go to MIT, but her brothers did. She took a much smarter path and got into AngelAi. We are a company of champions, and we associate, and we have all these world champions, celebrities, top of their game people associated with us because we believe that energy flows, right? Just like you, everyone in this room, your energy is flowing and interconnecting and networking with all of you today. That's why you're here at the conference, to be around other top producers, other people like yourselves, other people with new ideas, and that's how our company works, is we have champions at all levels, and it flows and it resonates through our employees and through our customers. Our investors trust us. So we're the first company to bring AI to capital markets. So we raised $1 billion in new money for mortgages, specifically for custom loan products to help you close more deals. And that's the current raise, and we're heading to $10 billion for this. And it's because of AI got to capital markets. There's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. Ever since 2008 and ever since the Lehman Brothers went down, a lot of people got burned and left the markets. And now AI is bringing them back because it's predictable, because they they know exactly what they're going to get, and there's no mess ups in the bonds. This movement is growing rapidly. We're accelerating every month. It's a parabolic growth here. And we're currently at 250,000 plus users on the platform, and most of them are realtors and loan officers just like you. And last month alone, we added like 15,000 new users. So we add more in a month of realtors and loan officers onto this technology than the largest lenders have total loan officers. If you take the top 5 retail lenders, we have add more in a month than they have loan officers. I'm not sure if you know what Fast Company is, but this is a big worldwide tech journal, and they do an annual competition of the best technology, and we won the 2025 Design Award. Actually, that applause goes not to me, but to my designers and engineers. I usually get in their way, so. AngelAi is beyond LLMs. So if LLMs means like ChatGPT and Google, Gemini, and things like that. Okay, those are LLMs. That's what you probably use every day for helping you prepare a listing, descriptions, and things like that. LLMs are generative. Right? And they're really good for being creative and creating, coming up with new ideas. Okay, but they're really bad for managing money, because when you're managing money, it needs to be accurate and predictive, right? So not generative, but precise. Okay, so AngelAi is a different kind of AI. It's a proprietary neural net. It's exact, right? You cannot have, just like a self-driving car, you cannot have it hallucinate a green light when there's a red light, right? You don't want your Tesla doing that. You don't want your AI hallucinating that your loan is clear to close when it's not, right? You don't want your AI hallucinating what the sales price of your listing is. So not all AI is built equally. This is Nadella, who's the CEO of Microsoft, and in the narrow world of generative AI, well, I'd say that again, not narrow, but in the world of generative AI, he can't figure out how to make money. This is an exact quote from about a month and a half ago. And that's Sam Altman of ChatGPT, and they just had a disappointing release with ChatGPT 5, where he was promising AGI, and Bill was talking about AGI earlier. He was promising AGI, and he's been very vocal about don't trust the answers of ChatGPT. Don't rely on them. It's not professional advice, okay? And that's because of the hallucination problem. That's because of the generative randomness problem that we have solved. And the results are in the numbers. Okay, so a think tank just did a study that covered about 7 years of data from 2018 to 2024, and it showed, and it matched the studies that we've been doing, which shows that for every 2 black borrowers that are declined, right, 1 should have been approved. Think about that. Okay, for every 7 Hispanic borrowers that are declined, 4 should have been approved, right? For every 4, this is the worst statistics, for every 4 veterans that are declined, 3 should have been approved, okay? And year after year, we've had this in production since 2019. Year after year, we have equalized those numbers. It's almost flat across the board. So now let's put it to work. Let's put it to work for you, for realtors. And this is the exciting part about what we're doing today is we're announcing a whole series of new product suites that you can use right now and close that gap between your production, and if you're already in the top 2% and you're in this room, congratulations, okay? But for the rest of us, okay, I'm going to give you the tools so that you can have all the same capabilities that the top 2% have. So the most important one, the best top realtors have a team of their own transaction coordinators. And that's expensive. That takes time to build and train your team. So you have to do a lot of production, and you have to invest the time training your team. Now you can plug and play, and the AI will basically be your transaction coordinators. So we just announced the release literally this week. It's available presently in California, Texas, Florida, Nevada, and Arizona. It will be in all 50 states and before the end of the year. And it prepares your purchase contracts for you. It's trained on a vast knowledge of real estate law and real estate regulations in those states. And it prepares all the addendums and seller disclosures and all these kinds of things. Things that you have to either do by hand right now or rely on your broker, or or you have to pay for a transaction coordinator to do those. The AI will do that for you, and it will generate the contracts, and it will send it out for signing. And built into it is what we call AngelSign. It's like DocuSign, except it's better. It's integrated into the platform. It doesn't cost you anything. That's the number one. That's the better part of it. And number 2 is that it's built in with AI, so your customers and you can actually talk to your contracts and get explanations. And every realtor has events, open houses, showings, meetups. And right now, what you need to do is have as most professional a presentation as possible. The invitation needs to have your brand, your picture, and needs to look just like you. So all of the events that we do, if any of you have ever been to our Mindset Summit events, all of our events are done we use the same tool. So we use our own technology. So you literally go in, if you're having an event, you tell it what the event is, you give it some information, and it will generate a site for you, and take registrations, collect the data, send you the list of everyone who's registered, and keep track of who attended and who didn't. Angel connections. This is my favorite part of it. So, the videos aren't playing, but it's okay. So in Angel Connections, you create a connection tree of friends, just like in social media. Angel now creates and tracks your friends. Okay, so when you refer other people to the platform, when you share your link, someone goes to your event site and registers for the event, or someone goes to your listing site and looks up your listing, they become your follower on Angel. And you create a downline this way, and you earn points on their activity. So you earn automatic 1,500 points on their, and points are like airline miles, and we call them Angel points. And you earn points as they register, and then everything that they buy on the platform, you get 3%. And then you create a downline of when they refer somebody, and you get a commission on them. They get a commission, and you get a commission. Right, so you can create a massive Angel downline, and you can use these points for all sorts of goodies like price exceptions and lock extensions and free credit reports and closing gifts, access to our VIP events. You know, you could buy beautiful swag like this. This is the favorite feature of most realtors who are on the platforms, the free lead prospecting. In fact, NAHREP used this feature for this event. Okay, so if any of you got calls from NAHREP, it was AngelAi calling you and asking you to come to the event. So it takes literally 2 minutes. You go in there, you give it your contacts, old, cold calling that you hate to do. Give it name and phone number, and it'll start calling. And you give it a simple script, and it doesn't cost you anything. Actually, it does cost you something, right? Our fee is good karma and love. We want you to pass it on. Another great feature, and all the top 2% use when you go to a listing appointment, or when you go to a buyer's appointment, buyer's presentation, a listing presentation, the top 2% always have a very professional, like perfect presentation, properly branded. It's done properly. It's on a website, okay? And they spend a lot of money doing that. They have teams setting that up for them. Okay, now the AI will do that for you. So you have a presentation, you have a you create the PowerPoint, and you can use ChatGPT or anything to help you create the PowerPoint. And you take that PowerPoint, you drop it into Angel, and it will automatically launch a custom branded web page, right? With your custom URL, with your picture, with your contact information, with the collection form, and now you send that link to your listing appointment or to your buyer's appointment in advance, because now you have to compete. Remember, you got to get those buyers to sign those buyer-agent agreements now, right? You got to separate yourself out. Send them that link. It's professional, high-end presentation, okay? And they feel like you did so much work to prepare for it. And here's the best part. And here's something that all the big producers do, is in a tool like this, it'll keep track of what slide for number one, you'll know whether they opened it or not before you go to the meeting. And number two, you'll know where they spent the most time on, which slide. So then, based on that, if they spend a lot of time on the slide about pricing, about the price of the property, then you know that's what their main focus is. If they spend a lot of time about community and schools, then that's what they're focused. So you can be prepared before you walk into it, right? So when you give it to AngelAI to prepare your listings presentations and your buyers presentations, right? And you get the data back from it, you're prepared and ready to close. And it will also, once you have the listing, it will create a professional listing site to market and brand your listings for you. okay? And the magic of this is that it's got all the financing options in there, and just like a builder, you have now the same level of power that builders do with new construction. You can do advanced lock. So think about that, right? So if you can do, you can negotiate with your seller. You can say, you know what, instead of listing it for, 200,000, let's list it for 203. Let's put in a couple of points of sales concessions to buy down the rate, and let's go out there with the smoking 5% rate or 4.5% rate or something like that. Okay, you can do that, and you can advance lock that rate in here. Okay, so think about that. So you're as powerful as a new construction builder. That's how the websites look for you. And the website would always have your information, and if you have your favorite lender, and any lender you want to work with, any broker you're working with, your favorite lender's information next to it. Also, with literally just answering a few questions, it will generate thousands of flyers for you automatically. Right? So it's got a pre-built, pre-trained database of different kinds of flyers that realtors and loan officers need. So you give it a little bit of information for yourself, and it will generate whatever flyer you need. Right? And in compliance with your license numbers and all that kind of stuff. So you don't have to go and adjust, manually tune these things. It will also create high SEO ranked landing pages for you. So each one of you could have your own private landing page that belongs to you. Right? So it's like your own Gmail account. So everything that it does here is all private label. And it stays with you regardless of, if you move brokerages, it still stays with you. Not that you would, but if you do, it stays with you. It's like your Gmail account. Okay, and it belongs to you. So think about the advantage of that. And that way when you have a high SEO ranked page promoting yourself, that's always going to be with you for the rest of your life. Okay, that page then will be over time, it drives traffic, it drives your visibility, and increases your search engine optimization. Very important feature, credit boost. How many of you get borrowers that you just say, potential buyers, and you pass because the credit score is too low? That happens, right? So first of all, there's two solutions to that. So you get a buyer with a low credit score, you can put them in the credit boost. It doesn't cost anything other than basically the cost of the credit report. And if you have enough points, you don't even pay that. The points, you can pay for it with points. Okay, so you have the credit boost, and you get the buyers going on it. And the way it works, it doesn't put a dispute on the credit report. It starts communicating directly with the merchants. Okay, so if you got a buyer who's got a collection with a furniture store or something like that, this will start negotiating with that furniture store directly. Start calling, emailing, sending letters, right? And it'll keep harassing them until they drop it, basically. And it really works. And I don't know if some of you met, Sugar's here today. I don't know if some of you met Sugar already, but he was actually the very first customer. Right? He's made a lot of money. He doesn't need credit, okay? But he's like so many, he's like everyone, like all of us. Somebody reports to you late or something, you don't want to deal with it. Who's got the time? Who's got the headache to deal with it? Okay, so when this was coming out, I told him about it, and I said, hey, we got this new product that we're launching. This was like a year and a half ago. And he said, oh, that's interesting. And then he told me 2 months later that, oh my God, it's worked. It cleared up my credit. Right? So definitely get your borrowers, anybody, and they don't have to, it's not like they have a bad credit. You could have a borrower that has 680, 700 credit score, but maybe it's got some collection or something from the past, right? Just tell them to go in and clear it off and let it run. It's not instantaneous. Let it run for a month or two. It usually clears it off. So, and I'm sure this happens to you a lot, where you have a buyer, maybe he's got a 550 credit score, and yeah, I think they'll qualify for an FHLM, but you look at the credit score, and it's a hot listing, and they're like, how do I get the seller to accept his listing over maybe a cash buyer's listing or a 30% down conventional buyer's listing, right? Those are problems, right? So what do? Okay, you put that buyer's information in the AI, and when the AI gives you the approval, right, it's locked in. It's not going to change. Then you can make an equivalent to a cash offer. You can say no loan contingency, because I stand behind everything that the AI says. So if the AI says the guy is approved, okay, I will close that loan exactly to what the AI says. So that's huge. So now the 550 credit score borrower who's just as loves the house just as much as the guy with the 30% down, right? We can bridge that wealth gap. He's got the same chance as the top 2%. Think about how huge that is, and think about what that means to you, how many more customers you can serve. So number one, you can help them boost their credit. Number two, you can get them into a home and compete against large down payment and cash buyers. And again, that goes back to how we have equalized that racial disparity across different communities. Not just racial, but just disparity across different communities, because we give the tools to empower everybody to have a fighting chance and level playing field. And of course, you saw Bill earlier talking about Angel Twin, and was that pretty cool, right? You guys like that? Yeah. All right. Well, it gets cooler. So what Bill showed you is what we have currently in production. And that's gone through a couple of upgrades already since we first rolled it out in March. Any of you went to our Angel Twin launch party in Vegas? Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? Yeah. All right. We got a couple of really big parties coming in December and March again, 2026. So stay tuned. So I'm going to give you a sneak peek into Angel Twin 3.0. That will be released very soon. It's almost wrapped up. So, and I see if this video is going to play. The other one's, oh shoot. Oh. Well, the video is not playing. So come and see me afterwards, or see Sam, and we're going to I can give you a real life demo where you can talk to the twin on your phone, and the twin looks back at you and sees you and actually recognizes you, and you can ask it questions and completely, like a Zoom call, interact with it. It's like you're talking to a real person, except it's an AI twin. All right? So I got a few minutes left. Any questions?
So is there anything else in the market like what you're doing, or you cornered the market?
Oh yeah, there's nothing else like this out there. We have over 107 patents now.
Could I interrupt and suggest that you repeat the question?
Oh yes, good idea. Good idea. So the question was, is there anything else in the market like this? And the answer is no, because number one, we have over 105 patents on the AI technology. This has been over 20 years in development. We have $500 million invested already into it between R&D and marketing and brand development. And we have a massive team of a few hundred engineers that are constantly working on adding new capabilities to the platform. And again, the main differentiator, right, is what I was talking about earlier between generative versus precise AI. Okay, so it can actually, when it makes a decision, it's final. Okay, when it says turn right, it's going to turn right and it's not going to crash. Yes.
Is it in separate languages? Do you have that in different languages?
Yes, it supports something like 80 or 100 languages. So you can chat with it in any language. When you go in there, you'll see a little flag. You can switch it manually, or you can start typing it in whatever language, and it'll translate automatically. In fact, that's a good question, because I had a customer, a realtor, who had a Hispanic client, and he didn't speak Spanish, and so he connected that person into AngelAI, because AngelAI has a three-way or multi-way conference capability, And that person spoke to Angel in Spanish, he responded in English, and it dynamically translated back and forth. So that's simple use of it like that. And because of the downline that you create, that it keeps this downline of all your connections, you can also create, like a social media feed for all your connections. All right. So now the magic of this downline capability is a little different than Facebook. Is that once someone becomes on your downline, they're on your downline forever. So you register with Angel, and then as you get people on your downline, no one else can take them from your downline. They get locked in. So think about how powerful that is, right? It's a limited universe of partners out there. So you create that downline, and now they're forever on your downline, and you're getting all the points and commissions from everything that they do. Yes?
You mentioned there's like a free avatar. Is it like an
Yeah. So you can set up your avatar for free, and once the new version 3.0 that comes out, you'll get that. It's all cloud-based, so the software gets upgraded all the time. New features are added constantly. And the cost of the avatar is essentially 60 cents a minute. So as you use it, you pay. And those are paid for in points. So it can actually be entirely free. If you earn enough points, you're paying for it through your points. Okay? If you haven't earned enough points, then you can put in your credit card and buy the points. Yes?
Being so far ahead in this space, especially, what industry excites you, and also kind of what problems do you see happening in that area?
Yeah, what excites me the most is blockchain and crypto, and how it comes together with AI. So if you were, I think you were at the earlier event, right? Yeah, and you heard Lawrence speak, and at his last Bitcoin conference, Eric Trump was there, and his statement was the number one problem for getting Bitcoin and crypto in general adopted more broadly is that the wallets are not user friendly. Right? They're not simple enough for grandma to use. Okay, so AngelAi has a built-in wallet, right? Blockchain crypto wallet, and it's all AI based, and it's so simple because you just simply chat with it. Okay, and you can do whatever you want. The whole complexity of crypto and blockchain is hidden. You don't need to worry about that because you have just a conversation and it takes care of all your transactions for you. So what we're doing with this crypto blockchain integration, and now with stablecoins coming in, and you can literally, you could be able to close on your real estate transaction 24/7. No more waiting for Fed wire setups and all this kind of stuff. You can say, okay, and the costs associated with closing protection letter and having a single escrow point, those costs are eliminated because it'll be all done on blockchain. So it's not. What the Genius Act just passed is still I think it'll be another year or so before we're actually starting to see these transactions, but we intend on being on the forefront of that because we have the whole infrastructure in place. Yep. Got, I think, time for one more question. Any more questions? Have we been able to change policy and law? That's a good question. We had a conference in DC in July where we had a number of the key Senate staffers from the different Senate offices, that Freddie Mac there, and the whole point of that, and I think we're successful because the regulations, this was just before the Crypto Week was announced, launched by Congress, Congressional Crypto Week. I think we're successful because we wanted to make sure that the rules and regulations that are passed were designed to promote commerce and be friendly to wide-scale adoption of AI and crypto, and they've pretty much stood that line. So bottom line, I hope we've had some influence on that. We'll never know for sure, but we're trying our best. Okay, I think we're out of time, so Thank you so much, guys. Cheers.
Wow. Thank you so much, Pavan. Have you guys been thinking about how all of